He's just a cute baby girl that just wants to be loved.
For heaven's sake, that's the enemy king, the target, the man she's supposed to be seducing into ruin. Not some fluffy kitten.
Details. He sounds needy. Anyway, welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only book show that admits reading is mostly about judging people.
And I'm attempting, as always, to inject some semblance of literary discussion into the chaos. Today, we're dissecting Anne Lang's A Song to Drown Rivers In, rather ambitiously, as an epic historical fantasy romance.
Which is a total lie. Epic? Maybe? Historical? Sure, old China, whatever. Fantasy, someone whispers like once. And romance? People are fighting, like it's the last slice of pizza, over whether these people even liked each other.
The central premise involves our protagonist, Shishi, a young woman plucked from obscurity and trained, allegedly, to infiltrate the enemy court of Wu and distract its king. Fuchai with her beauty.
Trained for 10 weeks. 10 weeks. I spent longer trying to assemble an IKEA bookshelf last year, and that ended with me calling the fire department. How do you become Matahari in less time than it takes milk to expire?
An excellent question, which brings us to Shishi herself. Is she, as the narrative suggests, a clever operative using her wits for her kingdom? Or, as many readers vociferously claim, meek, stupid, liability who survives purely because Qin Fuchai apparently loses all cognitive function in her presence?
Okay, look, the pick-me thing, maybe a little. But stupid? She's under pressure. Who hasn't accidentally called their current boyfriend by their ex's name? Okay, maybe not while kissing an enemy king you're supposed to be honeypotting, but still. Relatable, unlike her actual love interest, Fangli, Snoozeville population him.
Family. The designated romantic lead, described as beautifully refined code, I suspect, for possessing the personality of damp cardboard. Reviewers seem utterly baffled by the supposed epic love story between him and Shishi. One quite eloquently stated, I cannot list a single reason for Fanli and Shishi to like each other, other than the fact that they're hot.
He barely shows up, and when he does that creepy wall pin rest grab thing, major red flag, cancelled. My neighbor Gary tried that once, and now he waters my plants when I'm away, but we do not talk about the wall pin. Fuchai, the enemy king, at least he seemed interested. People are calling him Sweetie Pie. They're team enemy king.
It's perplexing. The supposed antagonist, King, generates immense sympathy. Readers lament his loneliness, his clear infatuation with Shishi, even while she's ostensibly manipulating him. They seem more invested in his emotional state than in the central romance or Shishi's espionage mission, which, frankly, seems to consist of looking pretty and occasionally asking Fuchai nicely not to invade her homeland.
See, baby girl energy, he just needed a hug. And maybe a competent advisor who wasn't trying to sleep with him to destroy his kingdom. But Shishi, okay, maybe she is a bit dumb. The soy sauce on the wound thing. What was that? Is that a historical remedy? Sounds sticky.
I highly doubt the historical accuracy of soy sauce as an antiseptic. Let's call them creative liberties taken with the plot. Which brings us to the burning question, is this book actually any good? People are violently divided.
Violently? You've got people saying, a song to drown Megan in a sobbing puddle of tears, and others just going, wait, that's it? About the ending. It's either emotional devastation that requires therapy, or it's a total wet firecracker. There is no in between.
Indeed, we received a listener email, and I use the term loosely. It appeared to be typed entirely in emoji style. That just said, tear emoji, broken skull emoji, Team Fuchai, forever, fire emoji, angry face emoji, illuminating another listener. Bless their pedantic heart. Send a spreadsheet detailing precisely how few pages Fanli appears on.
See, spreadsheet guy gets it. Fanli is a ghost. A hot, boring ghost who rests. If Fanli were a sandwich, he'd be 2 slices of untoasted white bread. No butter, no filling, just bread.
Whereas Fuchai, perhaps a complicated panini, layers questionable choices but ultimately more interesting.
Ooh, I like that. A spicy Italian panini that makes bad decisions. Okay, I kind of liked the idea of Shishi, the spice stuff, but the execution wobbly. And the lack of fantasy. Don't promise me dragons and give me a vague whisper. It's false advertising. It's like promising a rock concert and getting you explaining metaphors.
Unlike your baffling defense of that sentient slime novel last month, which still gives me nightmares.
Hey, Gary the gelatinous cube finds love was a misunderstood masterpiece. You're just jealous of his character development.
Back to this book. I found the political maneuvering simplistic, and Shishi's success utterly implausible given her non-existent training and demonstrable lapses in judgment. However, the prose itself wasn't entirely without merit, and the Fuchai character study, however unintentional, was mildly compelling.
So you're saying you like the baby girl king?
I'm saying he was the least underdeveloped character. It's faint praise. The ending felt unearned, relying on melodrama rather than established emotional connection.
Okay, final verdict time before someone starts quoting Chaucer. Using our highly scientific scale, I give a song to drown rivers 2 out of 5 confused enemy kings. Points for the drama, the deductions for the wallpaper boyfriend, and the 10-week spy school scam.
And I shall rate it 4 out of 10 historical inaccuracies I could spot without trying. It generates discussion. I'll give it that. Mostly about its flaws. It's initially fascinating, like a car crash involving very attractive people.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Join us next week when we tackle the controversial new release. My Rube escaped and joined a cult. Sounds spicy.
Oh, good grief. Until then, this has been Heartbook Radio. Try to read something slightly more plausible.